Another amazing episode of Yowamushi Pedal Season 2. Oh, I don't even know how to feel about this episode, because there's multiple ways you could feel about this episode, because we gotta look at the grand picture of this episode. Midousuji, he falls. He collapses. He's done. Midousuji's done. And honestly, all of you probably by now know how much of a fanboy I am to Midousuji. And it's sad to see him as a character fall like he did in this episode. He fell, but I have to look at the bigger picture. Midousuji, in the terms of him riding in the Inter-High, let's look at it. Majority of the time through the Inter-High these past 3 days, he has pushed himself. Majority, he has carried his team. Majority of the time, he has. And if you look at it, Midousuji was constantly being incredibly fast, or, pushing himself to the limits in each day of the Inter-High. So, it kind of makes sense that Midousuji, his leg gave out. Because we already got some form of hints and foreshadowing to Midousuji's leg giving out on the end of day 2. Because if you remember on day 2, right before the Inter-High, right before, Midousuji was about to win before his tooth broke, you saw his leg, the exact same leg that gave out in this episode, tense up. That exact same leg tensed up in day 2, and it tensed up in day 3 and finished him off. That right there, that foreshadowing, oh my god. But just to see Midousuji succumb and fell like that because his leg, just gave out, it's sad. But what really made me respect Midousuji even more after that was 2 different reasons. He still wanted to continue going. He still was pushing his right leg, still going. He was still freaking riding, still pushing himself as he was one leg down. And on top of this, in his mind, he had character development going on. And the character development we witnessed is Midousuji's true emotions, what he truly feels when he gets victory, how he becomes a husk after victory, and the final moments before his victory. And when we get to see all his flashbacks and the words that his, fellow teammate gave him in this episode, it was a really heart-touching scene just to see the character development of Midousuji and how he currently rides as, a racer. And we could truly say at the end of the day, Midousuji is strong. He is definitely strong. To be able to push himself past certain limits he has done in these past 3 days is a ridiculous feat, especially on day 2 and in day 3. If Midousuji would have had 100% support from his team, like, if they would have been like the Sohoku team or Hakone Academy, Midousuji's team downright, he would have won. He straight up would have won. Midousuji's team would have won if, just if, everybody was like Sohoku or Hakone Academy, if they had the characteristics to where they were trying to work together. If they did, Midousuji would have won this, Inter-High hands down. He probably would have, because his strength alone, his physical strength, the way he pushed himself was ridiculous. Now, one thing I want to say, besides the Midousuji part, at the end of the episode, when you see Midousuji fall, after that, you see how Imaizumi continues to ride forward. He's riding and you see his frame cracking. And the frame cracking in this episode, it had me quite worried. Like, I thought it was his chain that snapped when he was going down the hill. I swore up and down that that was Imaizumi's chain that snapped, because it sounded like a snap, and then we saw the frame was cracking, and then it cracked even more after Midousuji fell. So we can assume that Imaizumi is probably going to have his bike snap in half. It probably will snap in half, because of the sheer force and pressure he's putting on his bike with this upcoming fight. Because Fukutomi, not just Monami, but Fukutomi has caught up to the front. Where's Onoda? Like, where the fuck is Onoda? I didn't even see Onoda at the end of the episode. Like, is he behind Hakone Academy or something? The point of it is Monami and Fukutomi have now arrived. And this right here is bad news, because let's just face the facts here. Imaizumi just pushed himself. He was about to give out. And on top of that, his bike is about to just collapse on him. So, how is he going to win? Onoda is going to have to step up to the plate and hold his own against probably Monami, while you have to worry Imaizumi versus Fukutomi. I'm willing to bet that's how the fights are going to go off. And we're in the final couple episodes of Yowamushi Pedal. We are almost done. It's been a long run. It's been a long run with the Inter-High. I've enjoyed this series so much, and to see how the Inter-High is about to be wrapping up very soon, just a couple episodes, we're kind of fearful about who is going to win. Like, who do you all think is most likely going to win this Inter-High? Let me know your theories in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or not wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.